Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose, and today I have a very special knife to review. And I've said that before, and I've done some other special knives. I've done exclusive, smoke wash grid squid and whatnot, and I got the brand new Benchmade bug out, whatever. And I show those off, and those are fantastic knives, and to me they're special as well. But this one is definitely a collector. This was a Spyderco Sprint Run. And when this knife first came out, it originally came out with a black and a blue G10 handle scales, and then you could get either plain edge or serrated. They then a couple years later released it, and I'm not sure specifically on the dates, released it in a orange handle scales with a plain edge. And I got my hand on one of the oranges handle scaled variations. Now this is, like I said, probably the most rare collectible knife that I've ever reviewed so far in my collection, and I'm super stoked and pumped for that. And I'm very careful with it. The box is a little beat up because obviously it's been passed around between collectors and whatnot. And I got this knife in a trade from one of my friends who's part of this little knife club thing that we have. So here's the box. If you don't know what it is, I hope you take your guesses already. But be prepared to see and witness the Spyderco DoDo. Holy cow. The Spyderco DoDo. What is this? Now I have to say, typically when I do my knife reviews, I get a lot of the stats and measurements of knives from Blade HQ. Now Blade HQ obviously can only keep so many knives within their catalog, and they don't have this one in their catalog, and even Knife Center and all the other knife websites don't have this one cataloged anymore. So that being said, I don't really know what all the measurements are, but I get to at least show it off to you, and it's pretty spectacular. It's a very unique, cool looking knife, and we'll go over the features and try to just talk about it. Right off the bat, you see that awesome like blaze orange, safety orange G10 on both sides of the handle scales. You see a very unique looking kind of locking mechanisms there. And you see this very unique kind of profile in the handle and in the blade. There seems to be a lot more handle than blade anywhere in this knife. So opening up the knife, voila, and now you get the profile, and now you truly see how unique this knife looks. Unique profile. So now looking at the blade, we have this awesome S-curve blade, or like a ripper blade. It is a hollow grind. It has a nice little swedge at the tip. It is a fairly thick blade stock. You can see the Spyderco CPM S30V branding there, or logo there. Spyderco logo, Spyderco opening hole. There's this 0446V, which makes it, I don't even know what that means totally, so if you know what that means, you can click down below. Someone told me that it's like exclusive numbers that go out to like lifetime Spyderco owners or something. But I hear it makes it slightly more collectible because of that. Then on the other side, you have Eric Glesser initials. He's the one who designed it, and as far as I know, this is his first knife design that was manufactured by Spyderco. So that's Eric Glesser, and this is his first. And then it says made in Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. So that's the blade. Pretty awesome. Just a gnarly looking blade. Looks like almost like a dinosaur. It might be called Dodo. Some speculate, or I could be wrong. Let me know if I am. That the actual blade shape is that of the beak of a dodo bird. So, but either way, it looks very creature-like. Moving into the handle, you got the G10 scales. Got this nice hump of an arch that flows all the way through and down. And then we have these undulations here, or these deep choils for your fingers. Now, looking at it, you're kind of questioning, how is that going to feel in hand? When you actually put it in hand, it just locks in there, and your two fingers fit in the middle. Your pinky fits on the other side of that hump, and then your pointer fits in that choil up front, and it's just solid. And then your thumb has this little bit of a ramp. Now there is no jimping for the thumb or anywhere else on here, but it just locks in there, and you just feel like you could just cut anything with it. So it's actually fairly, like, really ergonomic and comfy in that sense. If I want to do just a full-on hammer grip, it's not very comfortable and kind of awkward. Reverse grip, don't even think about it. Upside down grip is actually pretty comfy. Your fingers fit in well, and your thumb can rest on that little nub there. So, I don't know. So yeah, but I'd say more or less this is designed for a one grip, very specific grip, thumb on top, finger like this. That's just how it fits, and it's very comfortable in that aspect. So now moving to the handle, besides the grip there, we have these awesome, fairly thick G10 scales. We have a metal back spacer and a barrel spacer at the back there. And then when you flip through, there seems to be no liners. You can ever so slightly see, just barely, that there's liners just underneath the pivot pin there. And it looks like they have bronze phosphorus washers in there. And other than that, they just have these small disc. I want to say, oh yeah, there you can see the liners just under the washers. So very thin, small liners, and just enough to give structure to the pivot. And then this back spacer more or less houses the actual locking mechanism, which is a ball bearing lock, I believe is what they call this. So it's similar to kind of like an axis lock, where the tang of the knife opens and there's a flat, and then the ball will pinch or press in between the flat spot of the tang and this metal back spacer up here, forcing it open. The ball bearing is smooth, and it's pushed into place with a spring-loaded piston there. So there you have it. As far as one-handed opening, it is ambidextrous because you can do it on both sides if you pinch and pull. Or if you want to do it one finger, you're going to actually kind of have to press your finger deep into it. As you can see, it's flush, so you don't have anything to grab, and you actually have to kind of dig in to get there, and then move the ball out of the way, and then you have it. So there is that. So pretty awesome. Super lightweight, 2.6 ounces or something. Let's compare it to a couple other knives. We have the Spyderco Sage 5. We have the Benchmade Bug Out. We have Spyderco Cat. And we'll throw a Griptilian in here, full-size grip, and Kershaw Skyline. So as you can see, handle-wise, like I said, there's definitely more handle than blade. Shortest blade out of the bunch, but the handle is longer than the Sage, the Cat, and a little bit longer than the Bug Out. So there's that comparison. Out of these, it's most closest to the Cat, but obviously it has the extended handle. So we'll start with that. Blade thickness, it looks pretty similar to the Cat. Cat has a fairly thick tang on the blade, but it looks slightly thicker. Handle-wise, looks about the same. Skyline, the Dodo blade stock is definitely thicker. Sage, looks like the Dodo is slightly thicker, but they look pretty similar. The Bug Out, the Dodo is thicker, and then the Griptilian, it looks about the same. So there you have it, guys. Super awesome collectible knife. I am not using it. I have not used it. It stayed in its box. But now for the ultimate test. Was this knife good for a clumsy cloth glove? So here we have it. As far as the G10 go, it definitely fits well in the hand, definitely locks up. The cloth texturing on the G10 scales work great, so no ifs. That wire pocket clip, I wish it was a fold over one, but you know, it's fine and it works great. So let's try to open it so I can get that thumb hole with the glove. Definitely can open it. Now the lock, we're gonna try the 2-finger pinch test. I will say I have to put a bit more effort into that because the ball is a ball bearing. It's very smooth, so right off the bat there's no grip. If I wanted to straight pinch it, I actually have to kind of dig my finger in front of the ball. Now let's just try the 1 finger. Now because I have gloves, it is kind of harder to press in there, but I was able to get it with 1 finger. And actually, once you figure out the technique, it's not terribly hard. Grip wise, I wish there was a little bit of jimping on the thumb ramp here. It is slick, so my thumb does slide, but with all these other choils and humps, it's locked in there pretty well. I just would wish there was some sort of jimping up top. Well, there you have it. Does it pass the ugly brown glove test? Surprisingly, it does. I wish there's jimping on top and the ball bearing was grippy, so I'd say it does pass with about a 70%. So it's okay, not bad. Well, there you have it, guys. This is the rare and unique looking Spyderco DoDo. I will not be holding on to this one long because I'm more of a user, so I will definitely be looking for a collector to pawn this off to or sell it to. So if you're interested, heck, give me a message. But this is the unique, hard to find, well, not hard to find, but rare Spyderco DoDo in the G10 with the S30V blade. There you guys have it. Thank you very much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the eye in the upper right hand corner. Check out these 2 videos here. Click that big logo subscription button or the red button below. You can also hit that bell. That'll give you notifications. Thank you guys, and I'll see you outside.